Hi, welcome to A Warrior Education. I am so glad you are here visiting. I'm going to quickly tell you a little about me and about the website and what it can do for you. My name is Karen Bates, and I am the mother of 8 beautiful children who are at this time ages 19 months to 19 years. And I started this site because I have come to realize that the education that we are used to, the one that I and many of you grew up with, is not going to be adequate for the challenges and tasks that lie ahead. Our world is changing rapidly, as you know. There is a lot of confusion about what is right and what is wrong and about where to find happiness. And also the advances in technology are bringing so many challenges socially and emotionally, while also offering us many opportunities for good. We need to know how to prepare ourselves and our children with an education that can help us discern true principles in a myriad of philosophies, and to be able to hear that inner voice which will guide us to the part that we are to play to make this world a brighter place, while finding happiness and fulfillment in doing our part well. I remember when I was in 3rd grade, my friend and I were swinging on the monkey bars, and she was telling me about her parents and how they were getting divorced, and how she had to go to a child psychologist with her brothers to sort through it all and to work it all out. And at the time, I remember thinking after our conversation, that's what I want to do when I grow up. I want to be a child psychologist. I want to help people who are hurting like she was. And that idea stuck with me all the way into my college years. I wanted to be a psychologist. Then when I got into college, I realized that there was a lot of different ways to reach that goal of helping people who were hurting or struggling. And I ended up getting my major in marriage, family, and human development, and I took the path of motherhood. I realized that my passion was just growing and nurturing human beings into their potential through education, through an education that inspires them to work hard and to use their unique gifts and talents to bless the world. So I began reading many, many books at that time and about education, about what it means and how to get one. And I started experimenting on those different philosophies just on myself and on my growing family. Then as my kids got older, we put them in school, and I started to realize that I didn't have enough time to experiment on some of these philosophies and to do some of the things I wanted to do with them because they were gone most of the day. And so when my oldest was about to go into 3rd grade, when I decided, and my husband reluctantly agreed as long as we put them back in school if they started getting weird or whatever. So we started to try homeschooling for a while. We thought we'd give it a year. And like I said, I love education, so I started figuring out different things and noticing that the beautiful ideal in my mind was not really what it looked like in real life. And so I had to actually take those ideas and try to apply them to people who have agency and who didn't always want to do what I thought they should do. And that became it really intensified my search for how to educate and what it really means. And so it was the last 14 years of homeschooling, we kept trying it another year, and it's been 14 years now, but with 8 different kinds of people has really given me a lot of experience and has taught me a lot about how to educate different personalities and what it really means to get an education. Now, obviously, I stay really busy with my big family, but about 10 years ago, I started having the desire to write, mostly to keep family updated because we lived in Baltimore at the time and I wanted them to see the kids grow up. But I began to see that I loved writing about what we were learning, and especially when I came across a problem and I wanted to find what principle, when lived, would solve that problem. I didn't realize that's what I was doing at the time, but that's what I was doing. Or when a friend would tell me something they were struggling with, and I would try to figure out what it was that would help them overcome that struggle. And so through that process, I began to see that we are all here to create. I never thought of myself as a creative type. I think a lot of us don't. But I began to learn that we are here to create works that will bring more light or goodness or beauty or truth or freedom to this world in some way. And that the world is in desperate need of people who are willing to take on that charge and to spread light and beauty wherever they go. Then last fall, I started to have this really strong desire to start this website to teach some of the principles I had learned about education. But as I started it started as a blog, and I noticed that I would often want to link posts to each other about, read this one first before you read this one, and that's when the course format started to develop. I realized that I wanted to build on a strong and true foundation, and just build principles from there, so that people could adapt them to their individual circumstances, as well as, you know, not just float around from idea to idea, but really have a strong foundation from which they were building. And so that's where the basic training course started, and where the other courses started to build from that. And so now I get up early in the morning and I work on the website. And I feel very motivated to write when I hear about the attacks on the family, or on people's individual worth, or on the nature of truth itself, or when I hear about people's struggles with their physical health or their mental health, or their children who may be choosing a more difficult path. And I want to write when I see people's potential being wasted away on different addictions like gaming or social media or other things that keep them from feeling that, you know, we want to numb away our struggles, and because we can't find other ways to maybe feel that longing for more purpose and joy in our lives. I know that each individual has incredible power for making this world a more bright and peaceful place. And I know that as we come to see our part to play in this war between light and darkness, that we will want to give our all to this great cause that is before us. I think too many people give in to the lie that they're here to go to school so they can get a job, so they can make money, so they can go and do fun things. But there's so much more. So that's what this site is about, learning to see and do our part, and helping those around us do the same. And that's what I want for my children. It's the kind of education I've been working to give them, a warrior education, one that helps them fight the darkness by using their talents and gifts to share the light. I know that's where they will find joy and fulfillment. So again, thanks for visiting. I look forward to getting to know you through the courses, and please help me out by sharing some of the things you're learning or this website with your friends. Help me get this message out. Thanks for stopping by.